What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast, the show dedicated to talk about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. Crack a crisp one, because I'm one of your co-hosts, JesseKazam, and this is my co-host, Grape Soda Larry.
And my name is Grape Drink Gary. Welcome.
Bro, grape soda? Mad underrated. Mad underrated.
I don't know who's underrating it because they're wrong.
Well, it's like you can't get grape soda anywhere. Orange just like squeezed its way in. Like everywhere there's Fanta at a place, like a fountain, it's always orange. And orange soda's great. I'm not knocking orange soda, but grape soda goes crazy, bro.
Dude, I think that like enjoy your Diamond Tap.
That's
bro.
exactly what my wife says.
Diamond Tap was good though.
Yeah.
I used to I could drink fucking Diamond Tap, okay? It's like I feel like it's like cilantro or something where there's some people who like it just like goes over this weird line where it doesn't taste like Meg hates everything grape. Everything purple she gives to me and it's like thank you.
Bring it on.
Yeah, she doesn't like she bought me these sodas because she didn't want to drink soda. So she's like, if I got grape soda, I'm not gonna drink it and like steal it from you.
It's crazy. Diamond Tap must have done some damage because like I feel like there was just as many cherry flavored medicines, but cherry like escaped. There's like an order of magnitude less people that don't like cherry things because of the cherry medicine, but Diamond Tap really messed up some people, like, and they don't vibe with grape. And
you think that's why? I would have thought that the causal connection went the other way. Like they hate grape, so they hated Diamond Tap versus Diamond Tap made them hate
I literally
grape.
never considered it because so many people say I don't like grape things because it tastes like Diamond Tap. But I never considered that the reason they didn't like Diamond Tap when they were kids was because they didn't like grape things.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I don't think like Diamond Tap isn't. It's not like it's like a weird Frankenstein version of grape. It's just fucking grape flavor, dude. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not really that wild. No different than like fucking. I'm trying to think of what. You ever have those? Were they not Necco wafers? The like Nesco.
Necco wafers are a thing.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh, no, Necco wafers.
Okay, yeah.
The little chalky.
Yeah, I mean, it's just chalk.
It's if you took like a 50 of those, ground it in like mortar and pestle into like a fine powder, and then just added some water, and then like put in the freezer for like a little bit, it would be Pepto-Bismol.
Yes.
Like Necco-Bismol.
Necco-Bismol. Pepto wafer.
Yeah, but see, like I don't even really mind Pepto-Bismol.
I don't mind Pepto-Bismol at all. Do you think you could Necco wafer Pepto-Bismol by like dehydrating it and then turning it into a chalk and then? Well, I guess they just sell those.
I feel like
those are
I
called
don't know
Tums.
what that. True. Okay, bro. Did you ever see the movie The Big Green?
The big green. I don't think so.
I remember when I was little.
Does this have the guy from the Goonies?
Like, all I know is that it's like a goat soccer movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like The Sandlot, but soccer, and there's a goat.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure on the front
there
cover.
is a goat on the front cover. Yes.
That memory is from me being this is the short story time to start.
Yes.
I think I was like 7. And my dad had a waterbed.
Oh my God, yes.
And I always used to go jump on the waterbed and like watch his TV because he had a TV in his room. And for whatever reason, he had a VHS of fucking The Big Green. And I remember watching The Big Green, and I basically ate a whole bottle of Tums as like candy. And my dad was like, "You aren't supposed to." I was kind of like,
my God.
Is it really that bad? Because they're so good.
I used to ask for Tums. I used to ask for Ricolas too. I used to eat those like candy. I liked Ricolas.
You mean Ricola?
Ricola? No, it's Ricola.
Yeah.
Dude, the big green from the creators of Angels in the Outfield.
Yo, pretty solid movie.
You ever watch that? Yeah.
Have you ever watched that? I've seen every baseball movie ever made 50 times.
It's funny.
I just watched The Sandlot like 4 days ago.
So good.
Well, I watched someone react to The Sandlot.
Well, it's pretty much the same.
Because I'm still on. I'm on my react to movie. Although I am halfway through Game of Thrones, watching this Australian couple.
Oh my god, that's so funny. You know what else is funny? I'm pretty sure I was exactly 7 when my dad also had a waterbed, and I would go in there and just waterbeds were cool, man.
Yeah, until I popped my dad's.
You popped your dad's?
Yeah, just jumping on it, and yeah.
Wow.
I thought that if I just like didn't say anything, he wouldn't know it was me. As if they just spontaneously erupt. As if the waterbed would just give out.
Yep, give way. Bro, have you ever laid on a waterbed with your significant other, with your wife?
Nope.
Brother.
I haven't seen a waterbed past the 1994. So.
Who ever in their right mind, how did that get past quality control? It's just insane, bro. If you fart, you create a tidal wave for the other person. I mean, every movement, it's it's liquid, bro. It's insane. I think later on they tried to separate him into 2 chambers so that it wasn't, but I mean, as a kid, you're like, that's the coolest thing in the whole wide world. I just want to roll around in the waterbed. But whoever slept on that comfortably?
I have no information on this whatsoever, but I just kind of came up with in my head. There must have been an elaborate marketing campaign that must have been sex is going to be way better with waterbeds.
Yeah.
All you 38-year-olds. Oh my God, wait. My dad, when he had the waterbed, is the age that I am now.
Whoa.
Fuck.
That
dude.
is a mind fuck to you can only really think of your dad how old they are. So it's my mental picture of my dad is as old as he is today. But then thinking when I was 7 and I was playing on that waterbed, he was the age I am now. I would never. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yikes.
Don't buy a waterbed in your 30s, folks.
That sentence was 3 words too long. Okay.
Don't be in your 30s, folks. Buy a waterbed, but don't be in your 30s.
Yeah, that sentence should have only been 3 words long. Today we're sponsored by fucking Waterbeds
a waterbed company.
Waterbeds Direct, definitely in businessstill.com.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yikes.
That's crazy. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I was just malding at the
Classic.
escape from Tarkov of the roguelike world. created by fucking Edmund McMillan. God, oh my God, this game, dude.
Mewgenics. I've heard it's hard.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah,
man.
I've heard it is hard.
Oh my God, it's hard. It's absolutely blowing up. Everybody loves it. There's a million people playing it. They're all addicted to it. The overwhelming consensus that I see, I'm so glad for Mewgenics because it's my Twitter algorithm is 90% Mewgenics, 10%
yes,
political hate crimes or whatever. So, and the overwhelming majority, actually it's pretty much, there's no majority. It's in unison. Everyone says the game is great. They can't stop playing it. It's hard as fuck. And the soundtrack is the most earworm soundtrack on planet Earth.
Yeah. That freaking song you sent me was so great.
All the songs are they're all basically
rats live.
Yeah, they're all sung from the perspective of cats. So for those who don't know, Mewgenics is the latest installment from Edmund McMillan, and I don't remember the name of the other guy who they made. Edmund is known for Super Meat Boy, for The Binding of Isaac, which is one of the GOAT roguelikes.
Yeah.
And as you might have guessed from the name, Mew plus Genix, it's
Mew plus
basically,
Eugenics. Yeah.
it is a roguelike kind of RPG turn-based cat breeding game. Where extraction shooter FPS. There's a living, breathing world, space sim.
Yeah.
Server meshing,
Dynamic economy, player
Yeah,
driven.
you can buy cats with real money.
Yes, but only if they're JPEGs of cats.
Yeah, there's servers. They're having the server slam, which is they're just throwing servers at the cats. It's really kind of terrible, but yeah. So this is like a game that you can only understand if you like walk through the gameplay loop a little bit.
Yeah.
So it all starts off. I mean, there's story. There's like a not really a story,
but like a
you're like
general
in a
narrative, a world.
Yeah, with these weird characters, and so you kind of like the Binding of Isaac. You create like a save file, and you have a house, and the house starts off with one room, but you can later expand it. And this is where all your cats go, and all your cats, they basically have a collection of stats, just like every RPG.
Yeah.
Strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, speed, charisma, luck. And they do exactly what you'd expect them to do. And all of these are, so every cat has, the name is like randomly, I don't want to say randomly generated, because they definitely are, there's definitely like a list somewhere. I don't know if there's like a list of hard-coded ones plus some like randomization where it's like first name plus last name kind of thing, but like anyone who ever watched Salad Fingers would have been excited when they saw the random cat that I bred today, whose name was Hubert Cumberdale.
Hubert Cumberdale.
Yeah, a character from Salad Fingers. Yeah, so the cats have a randomly generated resource selected name, a selection of traits, and they can also have mutations, and the mutations can be good, they can be bad, or they can be mixed. Like for example, there's one that is autism, where actually, so you get +2 to intelligence, -2 to charisma, and the abilities you were born with cost less mana, but all your other spells that you learn later cost more, which is like such a fucking flavorful.
Wow.
Now, on top of that, the cats can be, there's a full spectrum of sexuality.
Yes.
So they can be straight, gay, bi, curious.
God damn it, keep them pronouns out of my cat games.
It's such a woke game. One of the vendors called me a Nazi. So
God damn it.
Unironically, actually. But yeah, so that's like relevant to like breeding.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If the main way like you get new cats is cats breeding.
Yeah. So if you get a couple, and at the beginning, there are ways that you unlock kind of that information later on, but almost all of the information is basically like hidden to you at first.
Okay.
So what'll happen is you might have 5 or 6 cats. There's like a day cycle, and basically there's a resource that's food. 1 food equals 1 cat's meal for a day.
Yeah.
So if you have 5 cats and you want to end the day, you need 5 food. Otherwise, they're going to be starving the next day. And then overnight, you see like a little cutscene every time that basically shows the cats either fucking, fighting, or doing nothing. And so depending on a whole bunch of stats that are hidden for a while, that will cause the cats to either attempt to mate with another one of the cats,
Mhm.
although sometimes it's a boy cat and the other boy cat says no. Sometimes it's a boy cat and a girl cat and they say yep. Sometimes it's two girl cats and they go yep, cool, and afterwards no baby pops
No
out.
baby.
But at the beginning you don't know. Sometimes there's a question mark for the gender. Sometimes
That's so funny.
yeah, it's really funny and it's interesting. Like there are mechanics to all of these things,
Yeah.
that make it kind of relevant. There's a whole family tree that eventually you can see. So if like I've got a few cats whose grandmothers were also their mothers, and so there's like a whole inbreeding mechanic where they sometimes will basically
Jesus
have like a couple of
Christ.
stats that are really high, but then they'll be like really fucking mutated and it's not
Oh
good.
my
So
God.
a little bit of inbreeding is not that bad, but once it gets to a certain
Oh
point,
my
anyway.
God.
So basically, once that you go through that, however long you want to go through that, basically you choose 4 of the cats, and you take them with you on like a campaign. Now, the first thing you do is you choose a collar for each cat, and the collar is what determines their class.
Yeah.
And now there's a bunch of classes. I won't spoil anything. I won't give any of the later ones away because you end up unlocking more and more classes. But you start off with like, I don't know exactly what they're
It's
called.
like mage and tank and stuff
Well, there's
like that.
mage, tank, like a healer, fighter. I don't know, like a ranger or the bow and arrow kind of guy. And so once you choose the classes, which obviously there's stat implications, just like Dungeons and Dragons, it's very D&D. If you know anything about D&D, none of this will be new to you. And then the campaign is basically, you can almost think about it like a board game kind of little path where you go from point to point to point. It's linear for most of it until there's branching paths where there's like hard and then normal. Now the hard is harder and it's also longer, but the risk reward there is that you get to fight more and there's more I don't know what they call them, like events basically, where there'll just be like a question mark and you go to the question mark and it'll be like you come across a genie lamp and it's like and then it'll show a carrot, one of the 4 randomly selected, and it's like, do you want to rub it? Do you want to punch it? Or do you want to walk away? And you look at your stats and you're like, I'm really, really strong. Should I punch the genie lamp? And you'll punch it. And it might say, okay, well, you pissed off a genie inside and you're fucking cursed. And it might like remove an item or like make your character blind.
Yeah.
Or like, or whatever you did might have been like the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how all of these work. There are times where it's like I have super high stats. I mean, like I'll have like 15, which is like you need to have like a maxed out stat plus like a bunch of buffs and buffs and buffs and buffs. And I'll still fail a thing that you would think would be like a brute force, whatever. It's like there's a brick wall with a crack in it. Do you either want to leave or punch it? It's like,
this is my strong
guy's
guy.
I'm
gonna punch
it. And it's like he broke his hand. I'm like, fucking what?
But then sometimes it's like he broke through the wall and there was a bunch of gold down back there or something like.
Well, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through enough of these in enough situations to know whether or not there is a right answer.
Gotcha. Whether
or not there's a right, there are less right answers, but stats can make up for making the wrong answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes you just land on a question mark and it's like, oh, you came across a fire and now your cat's on fire.
Sick.
And it's like, cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. So basically you make your way through the thing, you fight. And as all of these different fights that you have, that's all turn-based, kind of like XCOM.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Tactics kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Games I never really played, but that's based on other comparisons people make. Very much like The Binding of Isaac, where there's like a million different floors until you are like in your mother's womb or you're like down in hell or whatever. You'll get to the end and you can either like go further or usually at the beginning you get to the end and there's no other path further. You go back home and that unlocks the path for like later. So normally you like go through a place, beat it, it unlocks a new path. You go through the next one, beat it, it unlocks a path. And slowly as you get to go, you know, like when you start off, you know, all of the cats, their stats are like, you know, 3s, 4s, and 5s. And now most of the cats I'm breeding are like 5s, 6s, and 7s. And all their stats, which actually makes like a considerable difference. It's really interesting how your power level increases, but in a way that like isn't obvious or intuitive. I'm like not sure what it is, because you like wouldn't think that like just having a few points higher.
Yeah.
When you're playing, it's like can be so hard that you would think like +1 to int.
Yeah,
on
it's
two
not going to make a
characters,
difference. Yeah,
it's not going to. But you end up unlocking more items.
Yeah.
As you go, because there are a bunch of items that you can then equip as basically like a helmet or armor
like
or whatever on these little guys.
Cat, yeah.
Now, if you outfit all your guys or you collect a bunch along the way and all of your team members die, those cats are gone forever. You lose all the gear. Now, there's also one of the most. I'll get into some of the like punishing mechanics that are the things that I was been streaming for like 8 hours, and every run today was going like really, really well until right before the stream, where I just had like the most AIDS run back to back, and I was like mauling. I'm like, I hate this. I hate when I get pissed off like right before the podcast, because I just want to maul. But when your character, you know, they might have 15 HP, let's say.
Okay.
When they go down to 0 HP, they are basically like downed. And it starts with a little counter. You'll just see 3. And if they get hit 3 times, it doesn't matter the damage number.
Okay, they can just tank 3 attacks.
They just get tapped by a mosquito 3 times. Their body is gone. Their items are gone forever. The character's gone forever. Anything they had on them, you know, all the whatever progress, you know, you had. And there are times where it's like I'll go through and just like I can just like press fucking mouse 1, you know, and like roll through the first 2 or 3 like maps without a problem. And then there are times where like the first map, one of the 4 just permadies.
And so you can continue on if you finish that fight, but you just have to continue on with 3 cats at that point?
You continue on with 3 cats at that point. Later on, they'll be like, oh, this other cat joined your party, but it'll be like level 1.
Yeah.
It has 1 attack that does like 4 damage.
Yeah.
So they have nothing and they're garbage. So, and it's like really, that's the most punishing thing, because it's like fucking hard with 4.
Yeah.
So once I lose 1, I just wanna Alt F4.
Yeah.
I just wanna like quit the campaign, let them die, because it's like not even fucking worth it. Like the other day, I spent like 2 hours on 1 run, and then like, here's what happened. So you have like a speed stat basically.
Okay.
And that will determine how far you can move, but also how like the turn order.
Oh yeah.
And there was like one, it wasn't even like a boss fight, I don't think, where I just the round started, I moved like 1 character that was like my fast character, and then it was like sometimes there's 20 or 30 enemies.
Oh damn.
Because they might be like mosquitoes and then big guys and medium guys and 1 giant guy. And it was like move, because I had like fast animations on, so it just like moves really quickly. And all of a sudden it was like my guy was gone. I was like, I moved 1 character and now my guy's dead after 2 hours, and it's like right before the big boss fight, we're like, and I think they even had a quest item on them that
also,
they were like,
it is like Tarkov. They had the pocket watch on them.
Yeah, so they were like forced to equip it, and it was just like, what the fuck am I doing here now? Now you would think you could just Alt F4 and save scum, and you may or may not be able to, but the game may or may not know when you do, and there may or may not be implications for.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's neat.
Oh my god.
Yes, I found all that out.
I feel like that, knowing just like what I know about this game, your cat, like you come back and your cat has like an STD or something.
I mean, that would be best case scenario. I mean, you can get like syphilis and like dysentery,
of course,
and
of course.
But yeah, it's the better one that I've seen. I don't know if I've seen any others, but one of the ones that I had to deal with today was basically like 10% of your attacks will just miss.
As a debuff due to save scumming. That's crazy.
Yeah, so and then there's like more if you do more, I don't know. I've only just done it the once or twice.
That's so
but on different runs. So yeah, but it's just like it's so crazy because there's somehow with just these simple basic mechanics, there's an incredible amount of variation in the runs.
Yeah.
And the problem is, and this is kind of an issue I think with like it's less of an issue with D&D because there's less, I don't know, there's just like less craziness when it's like not programmed.
Yeah, certainly.
Because like you know, there's a DM usually involved in like making decisions, right?
There's like
whereas the game is like doing math, and sometimes if there's just like multiplication, you know, symbols in between large numbers, things go crazy. But like if you have 15 HP and like a crit hit is like double damage, and I've got like my character start with like 9 damage, it's like you go up to a guy, you get like the 5% chance to miss, and then he crits you, downs your guy. Your second guy can only, like your healer is only fast enough to get halfway there.
Yeah.
And then 3 other guys come in and just hit his dead body and it explodes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just started.
Yeah. Are you finding, like, because I never really played like XCOM or Teamfight Tactics either. Is it more almost like a chessboard where you kind of like, you look at your characters and then you basically set up an attack before you start dealing damage? You're like, I want my healer here. I want my mage here. I want this guy here. And then you kind of like develop the board as opposed to like, just like send guy here to whack this guy.
Yeah, the part of the challenge of the game is that like there are some times where you just have such a good squad and like you get lucky with some of the RNG that like you can kind of just steamroll through. You can be fucking lazy as hell and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Then there are other times where it's like you get punished
You're like
if
sweating.
you don't play it perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, like you move your guy, okay, and then at the end, depending on where your mouse is, that determines where they're facing.
Oh,
in the square.
Okay.
And if you get hit in the back, it's
like double damage or whatever, or like a crit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, if it's like much more likely to be a crit or if it just does more, but like that punished me for a long time. And I still will like make a move and I go, fuck, the total misplay. And I'll make another move like, fuck again. Like,
yeah.
I should have moved this way, but instead I moved this way and I went over the like bramble patch, which then caused me to bleed and got my character stuck. So now my guy is all by himself and I can't get there for another turn. And
I've seen how like the environment plays a really big role, like getting in tall grass. It's a higher likelihood like the other team
there's a 50% chance to miss.
Yeah. I saw a short while I was scrolling and it was like a streamer and the chatter was like, your mage is low HP, get him behind cover. And the guy was like, oh, right, good idea. And there were 2 tires and he put his mage between the tires. And then the enemy hit it and the mage went between the 2, just -1, and died. And he just went, well, that's not how I thought that was going to go. And then somebody else attacked him and it did it again and it went all 3 because then it died. And I was like, so I've been like watching some streamers and lurking and it's been taken over short. So I've seen some stuff like that where like the environment plays a big part. It's not just like It's not like 4 cats, 4 enemies, and it's like Civil War style where you just move them up and kill. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there'll be like one of the levels is like the junkyard. So there'll be like tires all around, but there'll be like broken glass, and then like you can throw like a grenade or like a bomb, and that'll like might explode and might set things on fire.
Oh yeah, I saw one where like there was like a skill where you could turn an enemy into a rock, and then the cat had a passive which allowed him to eat rocks. So you hit the enemy and it turned into a rock, and then with the mana he had left, he just ate it. I was watching and I was like,
never thought of that.
It was crazy, dude.
Oh, and see, that's the kind of thing like Edmund thinks of everything.
Yeah, that's so wild.
Thinks of everything, and I never thought of that kind of synergy. That's wild. But there are some really fucking cool synergies. I had the similar thing, except there are some items. There's one that's like a chest armor or one that's a helmet that are like half of a tire, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was like when enemies hit you, they bounce off of you. There's like 2 knockback. But I had like the chest armor on one guy on like my tank and the helmet on my fighter, and my fucking healer in between was just like, no! I'm like, because you just see the fucking damage going, blah, 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 and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And it's like, it's really punishing because, like your healer, it's like really hard to revive characters. It's like really hard to get the skill and to like get to them before their body's destroyed, and then like you very quickly get overwhelmed. There's this crazy like risk reward, or not risk reward, but like cost benefit, where it's like if your guy's downed and you kill all the enemies, he's healed and he's up.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you always have the like, do I try to finish it with 3, or do I basically make it so it's a 2v whatever while my 3rd goes to heal the 4th?
Yeah.
Which can sometimes double, quadruple backfire.
Yes.
And maybe you should have just doubled down on trying to, like when the guy's got 60 HP, all of your attacks do like 8 damage, although they might crit.
Yeah.
And your guy is going to be dead in 2 turns, who's like on the ground, but every turn there's like a monsoon of water, so that's like 1 hit, and he's only got 3 hits.
Oh yeah.
There's all kinds of crazy bosses, and they all have like, each of them is totally unique with totally unique mechanics. There's one of them that's just a big shark, and the shark moves one thing at a time. If he touches you, he perma eats you. You're dead. So you're like fucking get to the corners and have the ranged guys do everything, and like your melee guys don't go any fucking where near him.
Oh damn.
There's others where one of my favorite boss fights. It's in Act 2, which is all like desert themed. He's basically like a sharpshooter, and he just stands there, and whenever you stop moving, he shoots you. But if there's like something in line of sight, like a box or whatever, then the box takes the hit. But then after so many shots, he'll go click, 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 huh? And then he'll be like, fuck. So then it's kind of like, so there's different tactics around like, do you just tank the shots and beat the shit out of him? Do you try to stun him? Do you bait out 6 shots and then mob him?
Yeah.
So it can be like really, really interesting, the kinds of mechanics. But Act 2 is fucking tough because Act 2 introduces, like, for the first time, really, environmental effects that are like persistent. So it's the desert. So there's always a heat wave. So what that means is at the end of every round, or not round, but every whatever, like map tile fight.
Yeah, like
thing,
fight, like section or whatever.
You, based on your constitution modifier for all of your characters, they'll all heal a set amount. It might be like 5 points for every 2 constitution point, whatever. But during the heat wave, they don't heal. So for the entirety of the map, over and over, there's no healing. So the only healing you'll get is either from items which isn't really common, or like your healer, you're constantly like,
Dang.
go heal, go heal, go heal. Unless you can get like a water bottle, or I had one of the items is like the spray nozzle, like when you go out in your backyard, is like the and that one just shoots a straight line and turns all those tiles into water. So I would just like one time, I've seen the item one time, it was like get all my guys in a line, you douse them with water, and then now they're not
under the effect of the heat wave.
So, but if you don't have that, which like I've only had that on one, and I've probably done like 50 runs, then there's no healing at the end, which means your guys are constantly always like 7 HP.
Yeah.
When they start. So it's like the round starts and you're like heal, hide, as the guys are like you're like heal, hide, and now they're right on you and you don't get like the advantage.
That's
but then
so
also
interesting.
when you go to revive the people, I think like under the covers what the game does is like I think it like flips a switch and heals them 1 HP. Now, one of the debuffs with a heat wave is that all of your healing is 1 less.
So whatever, if you would have healed 5, it heals 4.
Yep, and I'd walk up and I'd revive, and they'd still be dead. Because it was that one that was like, we're not counting that. So I can't revive.
Oh my God.
So it's just so, and most of these things you figure out always the first time you figure out the fucking hard way. The shark one, I've learned really quickly that every single fucking enemy that you've never seen before, hover over, and there's a little tooltip that pops up that says like, they will eat you if you end your turn in front of them or whatever. And so it's really fucking hard. It's really fun. It's really addicting. I've heard that it's like a really good game for like kind of handheld, if you have like a Steam Deck or whatever.
Oh, I can see that.
I don't really play any of those, so I can't say personally, but yeah, I mean it's
so sick.
And like they sold like 1 million copies.
Yeah, I heard it went sicko mode. I mean, there's like 100,000 concurrent players, like, which is insane.
Yeah,
it means like the daily active user is just like wild.
Yeah. So I can imagine between Edmund and Tyler, must be nice when you sell a game for like 25
bucks. You sell 1 million copies.
Yeah,
I saw a clip of Edwin saying that it was like apparently he's had this on his mind for a really long time. It was the Tarkov Russia 2028 thing. He was like, I made the Binding of Isaac to try out making a roguelike so I could make Mewgenics. And then the Binding of Isaac went on to become like the greatest roguelite of all time.
Yeah. It was officially in development for 8 years, but it was like longer than that, basically.
Yeah, he said it got canceled at some point, and then they like revived it or something.
Yeah, probably.
That's so sick. I do want to hear more about Mewgenics, but before we do, I want to take a quick second and thank the first sponsor for this stream, and that is Warby Parker. Bang, boom. Wow. Oh, I like yours too. Yo, dude, this is the nicest pair of sunglasses I've ever had in my entire life. These are so sick.
Yeah, 100%.
These are 100%. So sick. Warby Parker, I've known about them for a long time. I know a lot of people that have used them for a long time as well. I don't wear prescription glasses or need contacts personally, so I haven't gone through that process before, but genuinely, like, I don't have like a personal experience because I haven't done that, but I have, even before we were sponsored from them. That's why I was like, yes, let's do it. I have testimonials from my friends who said that like it was so much cheaper to do it this way. They got to like try on a bunch of glasses. Now they have the virtual try on thing, which apparently works insanely well.
Yes. I do not have like a face shape for sunglasses. Or for glasses at all. They've just like can never find any that like look good on my face. So I always need to go and try on sunglasses. So when I was first looking into Warby Parker, I had heard a lot of good things, but I'm like, I'm gonna pick out 6 sunglasses that I'm gonna get home, and I'm gonna be like, oh, they don't look anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
them. And with my phone, they had the feature of basically looking in the camera, and it does the kind of like face, like Snapchat filter kind of thing
Yeah.
with the actual glasses. And there's different like wide, narrow,
Oh
like
yeah,
different
yeah.
sizes for the frames and the lenses. And it was like, I'm gonna have to, next time we do an ad read for these guys, I'm gonna have to get a side by side, because I swear
That
to
would be
God, I got
sick.
them home, I put them on, and I'm like, they were exactly like they showed, like exactly like they showed. So I could not be happier.
That's so
The
sick.
quality, you know how good products are based on like the quality of their packaging,
Yes.
and it's just
Yes.
like
Nice to
this
see you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh
This is the
yeah,
only pair of sunglasses I've ever kept them in the case they came in. I keep them in here. Like where I put my sunglasses, I normally just throw them in there because I get like 8 pairs for $5 on Amazon. No, I've been keeping them in here in my little sunglasses thing. Yeah, so the virtual try-on thing is awesome. And then obviously, if you have prescription glasses, you can do that. Their prescription glasses start at only $95, so you can get actually quality and stylish frames with your prescription at an affordable price. They also do all sorts of other stuff. So you can get contacts through them. You can get schedule online eye exams. You can do sunglasses, which is what I have here. And the amount they have is insane. Like looking through the catalog, I was like literally every shape, every color, every type of sunglasses.
5 tabs open.
Yes,
with my
dude.
choice.
Yes, I'd never had these before. The ones where it's like the rim, the frame doesn't go all the way down. Like I haven't, but I was
I've
like,
always
ooh.
wanted. I've always wanted the oh my God, what are these called? The oh my
Like
God,
aviator-esque?
like aviator style.
Yes. Yeah.
But they never look good on my face, and they look good in the app. And I'm like, I'm gonna take a risk.
Yes. Yes. And really cool thing about Warby Parker, for every pair they sell, they also give a pair to someone in need. Warby Parker has already distributed over 20 million pairs of glasses to people in need through its Buy a Pair, Give a Pair program. And Warby Parker is covered by most major eye insurance plans, so you can use your insurance through there as well. Warby Parker gives you quality and better looking prescription eyewear at a fraction of the going price. Our listeners can get 15% off and free shipping when they buy 2 or more pairs of prescription glasses at warbyparker.com/pogcast. That is warbyparker.com/pogcast. 15% off when you buy 2 pairs of glasses. WARBY Parker.com/podcast. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Thank you to Warby Parker for sponsoring this episode. Yep, phenomenal. But yeah, man, dude, that's sick. I've been watching Co Carnage play. I've been watching Sequisha play. I've been watching.
Sequisha rated me the other day.
Really,
after he was playing.
I've been watching Northern Lion play, and it's like it's cool, man. It's got a lot of influence from a lot of games. It's got like a really unique and like self-contained like identity, like visual language, kind of like humor. It's this like, it's a cohesive thing in a world where, 2-3 episodes, we spent an hour and a half talking about how like High Guard doesn't look like what it is. It is a thing, and then it looks like a thing, and then those don't. Like everything about this game, and I guess that's the benefit of creating a game with like 2 people. It's like the thing is so self-contained. The visual style accents the humor, and the humor accents the skills and abilities, and the skills. It's like the whole thing
it's very much Edmund McMillan, and I hate that I forget. It's always the other poor guy that that doesn't get enough of the credit. Tyler. We still got to watch the movie together, but
oh yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's shared. I mean,
cool.
even Meg came down one day and was like, there's a character in The Binding of Isaac, a cat called Guppy.
Okay.
Guppy was the name of Edmund's cat, I believe.
Gotcha.
And when you would, there was a bunch of Guppy items. There's like Guppy's head, Guppy's tail, and if you collect all of them, your character would turn into Guppy in Isaac. And Meg came down the other day, knew nothing about this game. I haven't played Isaac in years, and she doesn't really pay much attention to most of the games I play anyway. And she goes, "Oh, is this the game with Guppy?" she could
Yeah, and you were
tell
like,
the visual
yeah,
style.
no, but yeah, like,
Yeah, I mean, I have a Guppy statue in the game because like
wow.
there's a ton of
I was gonna
like
say,
every time I pick up an item, it's like 50% of the time it's an item from Isaac
yeah,
with very similar.
I saw Ko with like Mom's Blade, which is like an Isaac item, and I was like, oh
Yep.
wow.
Yeah, and the last cool thing I'll say is that a part of the like breeding is the way that you design like the rooms in your house. So there's
Oh
four
yeah,
stats that the rooms have. There's comfort, stimulation, health, and mutation.
okay,
And you basically get furniture that you can either buy from a vendor or find in the course of
yeah,
the campaigns, and they will have +1 or -1 to 1 to 3 or 4 of the stats.
yeah.
And so like I've got my house set up where like I've got a breeding room with
Mhm.
like I'm using breeding terms and it sounds creepy every time I say it, but like you have like a stud, which is basically like
Yeah.
the prototype male, right? That
Yeah.
you want, and that room is all like stimulation out. It's got a refrigerator and a toolbox and a fish tank, all the things you want to stimulate
Your cats.
yourself, your cats with. But and then I have another one that's basically like comfort turned all the way down with mutation all the way up, and that's basically like where all of the aggressive cats go to basically either mate and get fucked up with mutations or fight and die.
Nice.
There's some survival
Battle
of the fittest
Royale.
shit
Yeah.
going on here. And then there's one that's all comfort. And so the last bit I will say is that like when the characters, your cats, go through the campaign, once they get to like the end of whatever iteration you're on, they go back to the house, but they're like
oh yeah, they're like retired as soldiers, right?
they're retired, yeah. So you can't take them out again.
Yeah.
There are things you can do with them. There are times where later on you'll be able to use them again for limited purposes, but every day is effectively a year, and the cats only live 20 years.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll die in a fight.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll just get sick or whatever. So
Yeah.
there's a risk reward of like, there's a bunch of vendors, and the vendors, like there's one that wants to take cats that have been to like far places in the campaign.
Gotcha.
There's vendors that want to take retired cats. There's a vendor that only wants kittens, like age 1 kittens. There's one that wants only ones with mutations. So you basically have to just figure out like where the cat's going to go. How are you going to handle separating them for breeding purposes? Because if you keep them all in one room forever, then you get a ton of inbreeding. And and then so it's a fantastic game. Bajillion people have bought it. Everyone loves it. So if this seems like it's something you'd want.
Yeah. Podcast seal of approval. That's so sick. Mother flippin' Mewgenics.
I would say like this is definitely a candidate. I wouldn't choose it for game of the year. It's definitely top 3. It's probably this qualifies as an indie game, right?
I would imagine so.
Is indie? Indie doesn't mean like it's your first time or you're new. It means like independent, right? Like
correct.
Like no big publisher, or I don't know what technically.
Yeah, that is a great question. Like, where is the line? I think Mewgenics is way into the line. Like, it's for sure indie, but where does the line of indie end? I guess is it like how many people you employ? Is it like the budget of the game? Is it like?
I mean, because they spent over $1 million.
Yeah, making the game.
But if you think about it, like if a software engineer makes $80,000 and there's 2 of them,
and they worked on it for 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, when you divide instead of multiplying, yeah, I mean that's 6 years.
Yeah,
at that rate, and you're out of money. So it's not like they had $1 million cash that they sunk into it
No.
in like a, you know, and really all of the advertising has just been Edmund tweeting fucking screenshots of like a cat with autism fucking a dwarf cat, and it's like incredible how like just him tweeting stuff, and he does like, he used to do Twitter AMAs like every 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And he would just answer all the questions, and so
when you make like the generational roguelite, you kind of have a platform to market your new game by just being like, hey, this is a better game, or a, you know, a new game. So I saw a clip of Dan Giesling playing, and Ed called Dan to backseat him on the phone. He called him, and like Dan picked up the phone and was like, it's Ed. So he just answers it on speakerphone. And Ed was like, put the thing on your mage. And Dan was like, are you calling to backseat me right now? And he was like, no, actually, I wasn't going to do it. But my wife, Ed was like, you have to tell Dan to put the stupid thing on the mage. And it was like, oh, that's so funny.
That's good, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was great. So. Well, cool, man. That's freaking sick. Not a whole lot going on in like my neck of the woods in terms of gaming stuff. I've been like dipping my toe. I've been weirdly, actually. I know I take my temperature. I'm feeling sick. I've been like feeling the itch to play Tarkov again. So I like dipped my toes back in last week. I did a couple night streams, played with the boys. And
that's why you're sick.
Yeah. And actually had a good time. It's so funny what a couple of months away will do for you. Like on like Saturday, I played with Airwing. We got stream sniped for like 2 straight hours, and I still had a good time.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah.
How is it? I still don't know how it's possible.
I don't know either. By the way, like
I don't know. Like if you were like, I will give you $1,000 for every time that you could get into a queue with a friend of yours, I don't think I could. I don't think
I could do it. We died to, and Airwing is like, I recognize these names. They're stream snipers. Right after that raid, he passed me host so we can change up because he has very few selected servers. So he passed me host, and then we all hit our screens. And then 3 of the next 5 raids, they got in. 2 of those raids, like within the first 5 minutes of the raid, we heard a grenade explode, and we went, I think that's them checking, and then we died to them. Those same 2 names.
Were they sketchy in terms of gameplay? I mean, the thing is, you can never know unless they're flying.
Yeah, it's hard. Like Liston was saying, Liston's like, I think one of them is walling, but we were all like, it's so hard to tell when they're very clearly using the information from the stream. It's hard to tell if like in addition to that.
I mean, like, I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, or if this was something that like was always a rumor that I heard that I never really spread or whatever. So I don't know if I'm like breaking news or if this is like old news, but like I was under the impression that there were cheats out there that effectively allowed you to
heard this as well.
Yeah, to like directly, basically you could say like, you know, I don't even know what the UI looked like or whatever. But
you could
in
follow
one way
someone.
or another, you could follow someone. So you could just say this, I want to follow this person, and it would connect you, whether or not it would put you in the queue alongside them, or whether it would just like backdoor connect you or what. But I heard that from a few of my sort of trusted streamer friends that experienced probably some of the most stream sniping that people had to experience in Tarkov.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I have no idea. I don't know how they do it. Hiding screens, changing maps, switching servers. It makes me believe there is some tool, because I'm like, damn, like,
because I mean, statistically, if there's only, unless there's 100 of them.
Yeah,
but it's the same few names. I'm assuming.
Same 2 names. Yeah, every time. Crazy.
There's so I mean, that's like, unless there's an inside man.
Yeah,
like one of your wives is
feeding
like
the info or
peeking.
something. Yeah,
he's going to customs.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. So, but like genuinely, I was having a blast. Like, you know what I mean? I think, as I've said a million times, like Arc Raiders and Tarkov are so different. Like, it's so funny. The conversation now is like, not at all about like, will Arc Raiders kill Tarkov? Will Tarkov kill Arc Raiders? Going into Arc Raiders, just because the words extraction shooter, there's the FOMO, or not the FOMO, it's the lifeboat theory is what my wife calls it, where like, it's like, if this new game comes in, it's going to kick out my old game. And so you had all this like, no, Tarkov's going to kill Arc, or you had people who hated Tarkov being like, Arc is going to kill Tarkov. Those conversations aren't even happening now because the experiences are so vastly different. And what I was hoping would happen does happen, which is that they complement each other. Like, I've been playing Arc for so long where loot really doesn't matter because of the aggression-based matchmaking thing. Like, no matter what happens today, tomorrow, I can just get myself into the PvE lobbies and rebuild my stash risk-free, right? So dying doesn't mean as much. It complements the like, so I was kind of hungry for the, so I like hopped into Tarkov and like we got into like a 5-minute fight with flanks and like, and when I killed the guy and it ended, like that adrenaline rush through your body when you win the fight, I hadn't felt that in a while. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, like this is cool. It doesn't make me not want to play Arc, and it doesn't make me think Tarkov is like, oh, I was wrong the whole time. Tarkov is a great game, a perfect game. You know what I mean? But it's like the experiences complement each other if you like this style of game because of how vastly different they are. So that was so I was just like, I was hopping back in and I was playing a little bit, and it was fun. They dropped a roadmap for,
I didn't see it, but I saw
that they dropped it for Q1 patch and Q2 patch. And,
is it on Twitter or?
Yeah, Nikita, the Escape from Tarkov posted it and then Nikita retweeted it. Dude, it was kind of, you know what sucks too? I was actually in the most rooting for Tarkov attitude I've been in so long, because the Tarkov TV live they did in like December after 1.0 had released was like really cool. There was a ton of shit. I was feeling the kind of like drive to come back and play some Tarkov, and the roadmap was kind of like the big Q1 patch is like a new DLSS, technical improvements to story tasks, reworking weapon animations and movement while aiming. I don't know what that means. That's interesting. Sound effects for dropped magazines.
We've been asking for that for years, bro.
Balance fixes, quality of life changes, and then a raid reconnect system rework. That's the whole Q1 patch. I was hoping for like some of that stuff they talked about in Tarkov TV, icebreaker event, new map, or like the lock picking shit or whatever. And so it was a little deflating because I was like, damn, I was actually really hoping that there'd be like a reason to hop back in and grind some Tarkov.
Is there like a skeleton crew with like 5 guys working on this now? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, the Q2 patch is going to be interesting. Large scale in-game event. Nikita later confirmed on Twitter that is the icebreaker event, which is basically, it's going to be similar to like Labyrinth, where it's like a whole new map. It might not be one that you can queue into for forever, or not one you can queue directly into. Like Labyrinth, you have to get to through Shoreline, but it's going to be that. So that's going to be cool. And then this is good. This is not a sexy change, but it's going to be a meaningful one if they pull it off. In Q2, it's technical improvements focused on reducing the match loading and exiting a raid times, as well as improving the interface performance outside of raids. I forgot how laggy ass shit the menus are, because I've been playing Arc and I'm like, you remember back in the day, way back in the day, Tarkov didn't used to have the laggy menus. You remember it was like a skill, people that would just like you could fly through the menus.
I remember having like muscle memory was relevant for getting in and out of a raid, until it was like you clicked on a thing and you saw a spinner for 3 seconds. And
because it was pre-fleece, so you were going Peacekeeper, you were scrolling, you were clicking the scope, you were going Peacekeeper, you were buying the thing, and it was like the menus used to be snappy. They're so bad now. And Nikita's been tweeting about like, hey, give me an average, like what's your average time to load into a raid? Airwing tweeted about how he's felt like since 1.0, when you extract from a raid, and I felt this too when I was playing with him the other day, when you extract from a raid, I'm just staring at a black screen for like 2 full minutes post extraction before I get back to my stash. It's insane. And so that is not like a sexy, like, oh, Tarkov is, changed type of patch, but that in terms of like quality of life, if they can bring it down to like 1 minute queues and you get out of raid really quick, that would be insane. I have no idea what the technical kind of like shit is, but on the back door, I know that Tarkov's matching is weird because you can choose your own region. You can choose, there's PvE and PvP now. And it's like, I don't know what that's looking like, but if they could do it, that would be big. That would be really big. Coming from Ark, it is a culture shock to wait 7 minutes to get into a raid and then 2 minutes to get out of a raid. It's like, that's the time of that. That's how much time you spend in an Ark raid. It's crazy. Vegetation. So it's all performance cues new. Vegetation rework, culling system updated, focus on improving in-raid performance, and then more balancing fixes, quality of life, and then new PMC customization options. So, and then Nikita tweeted the big thing people were wondering about is there are no more wipes now. So the only wipe-based thing is this seasonal character that we still have heard nothing about, and it wasn't on the roadmap. So Nikita tweeted later, he was like, seasonal character, and PvE prestige, bringing the prestige system to the PvE, is planned for Q3. So we'll get some intriguing, I guess, information. I don't know why my brain farted. Information about that. I still think that could be really cool with like the Project Zomboid type thing where it's like the sliding scale where it's like I'm choosing for this season, I'm choosing I get no secure container, but my skills level up 3 times as fast. Like, you know, I want this, but I lose that. Like he kind of talked about that. And I really like if they land the plane on that, that could be a compelling reason to want to do the grind over again. That's always been my thing about wipes is like, I hated wipes at first, then you kind of learn to love wipes because it brings people back to the game. But then I went back to resenting wipes because I was like, dude, it's just all the same. The first month of the wipe is just the same every time. And I've done it 14 times. I don't want to do it again. But that's the kind of stuff that makes it different where like my priorities are so different now. I don't have a secure container or this happens faster. So I'm going to prioritize that over quests or whatever. Like you don't get 2 of the traders are gone. But then I get discounted prices on the other ones. You know what I mean? Like that would be sick. I remember way back in the day, back when Deadly Slob was doing hardcore, he did, I forget what he called it, but he did like a NATO only run. He could only deal with Peacekeeper. So it was UN armor, M4s. It was all Western stuff. And it was so sick. And like that as basically a template for your wipe could actually be crazy. Like, yeah. So stuff like that actually could be like exciting for Tarkov again, but a little underwhelming. I was having fun with the game. It actually made me want to hop in more a little bit because Ark's been kind of slow. But the roadmap, I will say, was a little oopsie poopsie.
Well, it's good that all that matters is you're enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like it really is just like, once again, no surprise. I just let myself get way burnt out on the game and I hated it. And it's like, all this stuff is still there. Like I was rubber banding nonstop. The menus were bad. I got moving errors. The audio's terrible. Like I was desync. Like all this stuff is there. It just doesn't hit you as hard when you're not playing it 60 hours a week. Right. And so like, that's kind of what I always wanted was multiple extraction shooters to be able to bounce between so that I don't, because I was like, I don't want to do the same thing to Ark. I don't want to just play Ark 70 hours a week for 3 years and then be like, this game is fucking ass. You know what I mean? It's like, so that was kind of the whole point is like, yes, I've been grinding Ark because A, I love it and B, I was so burnt out on Tarkov. But the plan has always been like, or at least I would love to have like to always have kind of like a main game, but to have other games that I can bounce around between. And so I was starting to feel the itch for Tarkov a little bit, but so yeah.
Hell yeah. What was the do the games feel like easily transferable in terms of like sometimes, if I play like Tarkov and then I would play like CSGO, like those two are just like so, and I'm sure for some people it's easy, but for me it's like I need to play like CSGO like every day for like a week at least before I start to like get the muscle memory back, and then I feel like it would be weird then going back and playing Tarkov.
It's not very transferable. What's nice is that syncing back into Tarkov feels really natural just because of how many hours I have into it. So it takes a while. Like I was constantly trying to ping when I was like, there's a guy, and I would just middle mouse, and it's like, oh shit. Like, so I had like a bunch of that muscle memory from Ark. But yeah, I mean, third person to first person, the movement in Ark is like so consistent. Your movement speed is your movement speed until you're overweight, but that's it. But I mean, Tarkov is just like this sliding scale of everything. I put on this armor and now I can't turn as much. Like, I noticed it's so funny when because Tarkov was like the first PC game I really played, I never noticed as much things like people would say, well, when you put on a Gen 4, your movement speed is reduced. And so like your mouse sensitivity is effectively like slowed down a tiny bit. And like, I never really noticed those things because I learned how to play piano with that in mind. Like it was a thing.
Yeah.
But 3 months of Ark where like, it's so consistent. I came back and I like armor swapped and I was like, oh my God, I feel it. And you know what I mean? It's just, but I mean, so it's not, the skills are not very, especially with the time to kill and like how you just play Ark off of your teammates. But I mean, it's still fun. Yeah. So
I don't know why that just made me think of like, and of course I have to like relate it back to whatever game I'm playing. But I'm maybe this is like pareidolia. I'm seeing connections where there aren't any, but I'm not trying to force these comparisons, but it just goes to show you how like Tarkov in terms of complexity is like FPS turned all the way up to 10, right?
Yes.
Turned up to fucking 11.
Yeah.
I showed Meg that. You've probably never seen Spinal Tap, have you? God damn it. This one goes to 11. Fuck, I have to show you that clip at least then. So Tarkov is like uber complex, and the kind of unstated premise there is like the complexity makes it good.
Yeah.
Right? But then just thinking about how I've been interacting with like Mewgenics, and I've been so I almost like don't understand how complex it is and how dynamic it is and how different things can be when, you know, we're talking about like half a dozen numbers between 4 and 7.
Yeah.
And you change a few of them and it's everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yep.
There's just an interesting contrast between like you with interesting design. Now, granted, totally different genres, all this stuff. I'm not going to compare them, but just conceptually, you can make incredible complexity. I mean, just like a chess, right?
Yes.
Incredible complexity from a few simple rules.
Yes.
And it almost makes me wonder, you know, just like zooming out and looking back at Tarkov, wondering if like that complexity was there, because complexity is good. Just look at chess.
Yeah.
But it's like, it wasn't that like chess had complicated mechanics, which made for a complicated game, which made for a good game.
Yeah.
It was elegance and simplicity makes for complexity and a good game at the same time.
And I really do think there's a strong case for, the more I play Ark, the more I actually believe that there's a strong case for a certain level and a certain level of complexity, and complexity with a certain level of intentionality is what makes Tarkov and is what makes it infinitely replayable and is its charm. As we've discussed multiple times, it's that so many things got absorbed into that complexity, and these are cancerous. All these cancerous tumors attach, hardcore, Millicent, like all these awful ideas attach themselves to that complexity, and then seemingly the devs have had a hard time seeing the forest for the trees and kind of just like leaned into that. Was the whole thing. The whole point I made about the hardcore wipe was like, if this is what you provide for us, if you had basically the past 5 years to conceptualize what a hardcore wipe would be, and then this is what you gave to us, you just don't get it. And I'm sorry, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you just don't get it. So it's like that. But the more I play Ark, and it's like, this is a bad example because The Binding of Isaac was a perfect game, right? But I want the Mewgenics from Nikita and the crew. But with that is, I would want them to have the passion that Ed McMillan still has. Like that, does that make sense? Like he made that game and then he used that game to make this game, and this game is like more complex and has more things and all this kind of stuff, and it's so good. I don't think we'll get the Mewgenics to The Binding of Isaac for Tarkov, because because I think they got caught up in the Tarkov, and I actually don't think they see the differences. But I would love nothing more than to like Men in Black, like all of their brains, and to just save all the lessons learned from Tarkov with the coding and the engine and the complexity and what worked and what didn't, and the levels of hardcore, and not like I think a genuinely perfect game exists out there. And I think that perfect game almost can only come from BSG, because if it came from another studio, it would just be instantly written off of like, oh, you're trying to do Tarkov better. And like, but if it came, does that make sense? Like if they had the drive and the love and the desire, and they were like, oh, we learned so much, and they did it. I like Tarkov. I just still to this day, even like both things can be true. It can be one of the best FPS games ever made. I really believe that. Through all the shit, it defined like what like tension and stress in a shooter game can be. I can believe that and think no matter how high on the scale you put Tarkov, it reached 19% of its potential.
Yeah.
Both of those can be true. It's one of my favorite games ever made. It's the game I have the most hours in by tenfold. It's an amazing game. It started a new genre. It completely changed how millions of gamers think about like how you can interact with the game. And it reached 19% of its potential. And I'm just like, I just want a Men in Black brain wipe all of them and be like, all right, take what you learned, start again, and make it right. You know what I mean? But it's never going to happen. But that's just what I want.
Dude, I hate that, like, this is me being totally real, totally honest. Like, this isn't some I don't know, people roll their eyes, fuck them, I don't care. I have this collection of like opinions and feelings about Tarkov that I'm sure for some people will make no sense. And I'm sure for other people will make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Tarkov is like a game that like right now, when I think about being a kid and playing Ocarina of Time and how like incredible that was and how like life-changing it was and how like 5 or 10 years from now, I'll be thinking and feeling that about Tarkov. It's and again, this is like, these words are going to be contradictory,
but
you
it's can
how
hold
I
them
feel,
at the same time.
Think.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of the greatest games of all time. It's a fucking terrible game. It's a bad game. It's designed terribly, but it's perfect. Like,
yeah.
I'm with
you.
This is like a period in my life, I guess, maybe going from 30 to 40 is like, maybe this is a midlife crisis shit. I don't know when all that happens, but like, this is like a transitionary period in my life where like, I don't know where I'm coming from or where I'm fucking going.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how much of this is me, how much of this is the game. My question is like, was it the GOAT or is it? I don't know if 2018 Tarkov was that and the game changed, or if I changed by, fucking dealing with shitty troll Twitch chatters while playing a challenging game, or if both. The answer is probably both to whatever extent. I went through mental, emotional, professional, changes, interest changes, while the game also went through a ton of changes that, I don't know, I feel like it's not controversial that I mean, my most successful video and the video that I got the most like positive feedback from was, I don't even remember.
Tarkov's going in the wrong direction, I think.
Is Tarkov going in the wrong direction? And it was like unanimously received very well. And right after that came direct changes that everybody was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
The game is so much better now. So yeah, I just don't know.
I think that's a really interesting question. And I think it's funny because after spending 3 months away, 4 months away from Tarkov, I think my answer to that question is different. I actually think now I would put more weight on it was me that changed, but like, not to say that was all of it. Like, if when I was in the throes of it, I would have been like, it's 2% me, it's 98% the game. Now I would say it's maybe like 20 or 30% me. And it's funny, and here's what I think though about the other side. It's not that Tarkov changed, it's that it didn't. It's that the period of time that was like 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, the quote unquote golden era, that era was defined by inherently.
You went way too far into the golden era. Past 2019, you're too late.
No. Freaking labs. You didn't get labs till like 2020, bro. Anyways.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Google it.
Oh, I'm Googling it. Change log. Labs. Shift enter.
Late 2018. I was so wrong. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Well, anyways, maybe I did go too far, but that's because I thought labs came out in 2020. Anyways, the golden age of Tarkov, the point I was making was defined not by the game, but by the future of the game. It was Nikki leaks. It was what was coming. It was when this happens, bro, it's gonna be so sick. And I think what happens is, remember, like we've had, this is like
for some people, it never was for me. I never cared about more guns and more maps or any of that shit. I never cared about any of that. I just wanted.
Sure, certainly. But even to the extent of like in 2019, the conversations we were having on the podcast, or not maybe on the podcast, because I don't know if we had started yet, but like the conversations that we're having were like, bro, if this game had like better audio and better netcode and better performance, it would be insane.
Well, yeah, that.
In 2026, the fact that we're like, if this game, like the fact that 10 minutes ago, I was like, hey, they put optimizations on the roadmap 6 months after 1.0 came out. So that's kind of what I mean by like, the game didn't change. The game didn't change. And that's what it was. It's not that the game changed, it's that it didn't. It's that a lot of expectations that were set were like, it was just like, and so I think that's a big part of it.
So, I mean, I don't know. Okay. So I don't know how much of this is timeline. Like, I don't have like a predetermined, oh, look at that. I just pulled up one of your oldest videos and I already had the thumbs up there.
No,
look at that.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah, I haven't like I don't have a decision or anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Me either.
I'm working this out like live here. So going back, one of your oldest videos, like your second or third video, was in like mid 2019.
Mm-hmm.
We started the podcast in 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
Tarkov had already peaked and was on a decline, in my opinion.
I agree.
Before by 2020. So I guess my point is that
by
like
2021, yeah, probably.
If you let's just assume, take for granted that like Tarkov peaked in 2018 and was on the decline after that, and then or it was like kind of this.
Yeah.
If you started at the kind of you would have had your golden year, not whatever you call it, your honeymoon phase, and then it would have been stagnant forever.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it was like this crazy thing that came out of nowhere.
Yeah. You got to ride the roller coaster.
It was incredible. All of it had so much potential. And then they made change that made it worse. 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 Jesse joins. Change that made it worse. They do nothing.
Yeah.
For you, you're the one who changed.
Well, remember.
For me, the game changed and I changed.
I came in 2018. I came in.
Okay, maybe you weren't making content.
No, I started playing in mid 2018. I started streaming in late 2018, and then I started the YouTube channel summer 2019. So
but you don't have opinions unless you're a streamer.
That's true. Until you're a content creator, your opinion doesn't matter. No, I mean, once again, I also hadn't thought about this before either. And you literally said this earlier. It's probably a combination of the both. Tarkov changed. Tarkov didn't change. We changed. But I agree that I'll look back on 2018, 2019, 2020 Tarkov as like Ocarina of Time. In 10, 15 years, I'm going to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What a time. Anyways, that is the little surprise jump scare Tarkov talk. We're sorry to the podcast listeners that are used to us not talking about Tarkov anymore. Before we move on to talk about some ARC stuff, I do want to take a second and thank the second sponsor for this episode, and that is Cash App. Cash App, I've been using them since speaking of 2018, I've been using them for forever. They were like the first on the scene in terms of like being able to send money to your friends. We all used it. We used it forever. And it's just over the years and years and years and years and years that I've used Cash App, it has just gotten better and more feature rich. Back in the day, it was literally just like you can just send money to your friends without cash, which was nice because we now kind of live in a cashless society. But now you can have like a debit card, so you can keep the money in there. If you get, if you're sending and receiving a lot of money, you can keep that money in there. You can have a debit card. Remember, the debit card was like solid black. It made me feel like I had the titanium card or whatever it was. It wasn't, but it made me feel like I did, and it was just my signature. And they have all sorts of different features now, and it just works. It's simple. It's easy. A billion people, maybe not actually a billion, I don't know how many, but a lot of people use it, and I've used it for forever. And Cash App just released a new status program for the way people actually spend the money called Cash App Green. It unlocks new ways for you to pay, get rewarded, and easily grow or manage your money on your own terms. Now, if you spend $500 a month with the Cash App card or Cash App Pay, you earn green status, which unlocks benefits like $200 of free overdraft coverage, higher borrow limits, and custom personalized cashback offers every Friday at places you love to shop. Turn everyday spending into status with Cash App Green. Download Cash App today or visit Cash App/new to learn more about this and other great features launching now. For a limited time, Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use the code CashApp10 on their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners, prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Cash App Green, overdraft charge, borrow, cashback offers, and promotions are provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for the full disclosures. Thank you to Cash App for sponsoring this episode.
Bro, we need to real quick do I think this is the second time this recurring bit has to come in. This is the reading the titles of the podcast episodes in in reverse chronological order. Is realism good for Escape from Tarkov?
Oh my god. What episode was that?
40. So we started with episode 39 on
this channel.
YouTube. Yeah, on the YouTube channel, but then we have the first 38 episodes or with first 20 or whatever on Patreon. Does Tarkov need more recoil? How to deal with cheaters? Steam audio, Streets of Tarkov and flea market ideas, Tarkov's upcoming content, Tarkov's recoil system,
oh my god,
Scav Karma, the future of Escape from Tarkov. Where was it? Could we finally see Streets of Tarkov soon? Optics rework, flea market changes. This was, and I'm going all the way back to, we're talking about like January 2021, like early 2021. So 5 years ago, okay, just as a reminder, 5 years ago, dealing with cheaters, extractions, networking updates,
false bans,
false bans. Is Escape from Tarkov dead?
Tarkov is about to get wild. Huge changes coming.
And you know what the crazy thing is that like, tell me what that feature is. You can't, because I can't think of a single thing that like made Tarkov wild.
No, yeah. 1,000,000%, bro.
Is semi-auto broken? Tarkov prestige system. Wow, I'm gonna have to like listen to that. Episode 77, we talk about the prestige system.
Wow.
Insurance changes. Fucking A, dude.
4 years ago, is Tarkov's PvP too predictable?
Server population, server downtime, scav AI, bugs, cheaters,
Tarkov's
Steam
XP
audio.
grind, cheaters on labs.
How far Tarkov has come.
Oh, man. Crazy times. Crazy times.
Arena this year? Wait, did we get Arena? When did we get Arena?
When did we
Surely
get
it wasn't 2022.
When did we get Arena? When did Tarkov Arena release? December 2023. So, no.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't that year. Is Streets finally? Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, we probably made 10 different episodes that were called "Is Streets Finally Coming?" before Streets finally came. Yeah.
Desync fixes. Tarkov's cheater problem is complicated.
Oh boy.
Oh, and then
boy.
removing Steam audio and the beginning of the end.
Yep, it was all downhill from there. It was all mother flipping downhill from there. Sheesh. But yeah, I've been still been playing Ark a lot. There's a big update coming on Tuesday. The new, it's actually really interesting. The new map condition, they released a little blog post about it today. It's going to be like the hurricanes are coming on the maps, and if the wind is blowing with you, you can run faster and you consume less stamina. And if the wind is going against you, it slows you down, which I think sounds AIDS.
BLJs are incoming.
Yeah,
You're about
yeah.
to do some speedrun strats.
Yes, dude. Yes. It's going to affect like when you jump, when you throw consumables, or if you're on like your snap hook, like your grappling hook, you're going to like move with the wind. The visibility is going to be low. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. They said that there's like the hurricanes have, what did they say? Relics of the first wave have been unearthed by the ferocious winds. So there's going to be new loot, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. I mean, the aesthetic of all their shit is literally S tier. It's top tier. The question is like, how does it affect? It's funny because like the question is like, how does it affect the PvP side of thing, and how does it affect the PvE side of thing? Because like some people might be like, this is fucking sick, and then the PvPers might be like, oh my god, this is AIDS, or vice versa. It's hard to tell. But big update with that. In addition, we're getting a map expansion already. We're getting a new player project, which is kind of like progression. It's like a long progression thing. That we're getting a new arc, so a new enemy type. And they've committed to doing a patch, like a content patch every month, once a month for the year of 2026. So it'll be interesting to see like how much content they put in those, how impactful it is. The January one was light. And to be honest with you, like, I think okay, so this is not at all to be dramatic. The game is not like running out of steam or anything, but I think that some of the stuff we've talked about before, where like how the aggression-based matchmaking, what its intention is versus how it plays out, may be exhausting some of the fun of the game, because the game has always been basically fun maxing. So it always was supposed to be like less stressful, less intense, less insane, less complicated, but what you get in return is like fun. And I think it executed on that extremely well. But I think that now, like I've been saying this for a while, the aggression-based matchmaking would be perfect if no one knew it existed. It's what is that called? It's like, it's almost, I don't know. I feel like there's like a scientific term for like just knowing something exists changes your perception of it or something. Anyways, that like,
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? It's like just knowing that aggression-based matchmaking exists begs the question of like, how do I exploit? Like not even exploit, but how do I work around it? Whereas like, imagine a world where aggression-based matchmaking is there and
Schrodinger's matchmaking.
Yeah, Schrodinger's matchmaking. Imagine a world where aggression-based matchmaking exists. No one knows it exists. What happens then is people engage with the game the way they prefer to engage with the game, and the game kind of like sorts them, and you're in the game with people like that. So it's like it only works if you're playing the game the way you want to play it. But when you know how ABMM works, and you can then play the game how you know the game wants you to play to get you to a certain point, now things change. So it's like...
aggression-based matchmaking is the Twitter algorithm.
Okay, elaborate.
All I see are crazy Republicans. All I see are crazy. It's like people end up in different worlds without knowing it.
Yes.
When you don't have an explanation, you'd be like, wait, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yes.
You never get in fights? I only ever get into fights.
Yeah.
So that's why it couldn't last long.
Exactly. There's never a world like they basically got out ahead of it and said it existed like a while ago. But even if they hadn't, there is no world where people wouldn't have sussed it out. But what I'm saying is in practice, that's where it works the best. Because if you're a guy that wants PvP, you're always PvPing because practically what it does is it just provides a way out for anything. You can do whatever you want, and at the end of the day, you can just go into the PvE lobbies and you can farm mats, you can farm gear, you can farm guns, you can farm crafting materials, you can farm meds, you can farm all that stuff, and then you can take it back, which isn't inherently, by the way, not an inherently bad gameplay loop. I find myself doing that a lot where like we in trios, we're PvP and we're going insane. And if I have a really bad day, my stash is really low. I hop on the next day, Ham's not hopping on for 2 hours. I kind of solo my way down into the PvE lobbies and I'm farming mats and I'm talking with chat and I'm killing the big arc and I'm killing the queens and I'm doing that stuff. Ham hops on and we go. And so like, I'm not even necessarily saying it's an inherently bad gameplay loop, but I think it does. I think over time, what it has done is it's like devalued, some of the experiences. Now, that's also not to say like ABMM is working really well for some people. Like we used to talk about this in Tarkov, like a really big group of people are people that don't like read Twitter. They don't really watch YouTube videos about it. They just play the games. And those people...
There's a million people who have no idea that it's in the game.
Exactly. And those people, it's probably servicing really well. Like there's undeniably some replay value and something that draws this game back because no other extraction shooter has, A, had a launch that good, but B, has ever been able to like hold on to that many players. And this one has. So it is undoubtedly, so once again, it's not a throw the baby out with the bathwater situation. It is undoubtedly working for some people, and it is undoubtedly providing a value proposition that only this game has that is working. I think some of my issues with it are how, like, it seemingly only takes your most recent, like, 8 to 15 raids into account. It should take your, like, account lifetime into account. It should take your past 100 raids into account. It almost shouldn't be possible to go from the sweatiest Tfue lobbies to I don't even have to bring a gun in one day. You know what I mean? Because if you can, it's just like so many people in the middle are just like swimming up and down.
Yeah.
But because it takes so few things into account, so few raids into account, it does get used. And once again, I don't want to use the word exploited because you're not exploiting anything. It is the way the system is designed, and it is fine. And I do it too all the time. I'm not saying like, oh my God, you're some cringe like PvE, whatever. I find that to be like a fun way to play solos. But like, for example, I want to get better at PvP. So the other day I was solo and I was like, chat, I want to stay in the PvP lobbies and I just want to get better. I'm going to die, but whatever. I want to get better. I'm on Buried City. I'm doing my thing. I see a guy. He's fighting an arc. I have a pistol, so I'm trying to get closer, closing some distance. See him up there. Bang, 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 bang. Ton of damage to him. I'm in a powerful position, so I push during the reload.
Bing, bing, bing.
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah. I peek over the ledge and he's standing still, looking up at me. And he goes, just do it. And I was like, what? He was like,
you cuck. Did he say fuck my wife?
No.
Because what else? Because like, how?
He said,
can you be such a cuck in a video game?
He was like,
just kill me.
He said, just do it. And then I was like, no. And he was like, I'm trying to get into the PvE lobbies. And so I said, I was like, oh, so I'm basically doing you a favor. He was like, yeah. Kill me. And so then I shot him.
I would have turned around and just started running.
Yeah. So I shot him in the head and I killed him. And then literally he was crawling around the ground. He was like, part of the game. Don't worry. You're helping me out. Like, you're helping me get into these lobbies. Like, this is helping me get there faster. Thank you. And I was like, this is an extraction shooter where this guy just thanked me for killing him. And that's kind of the thing. You know, we talk all the time about holding two things in one hand, being able to have the nuance to say something can be good, but not perfect. And we can criticize it and love it at the same time. And that was kind of, I looked at chat and I was like, aggression-based matchmaking might be a great thing for the game. But this, who can interpret this as a good thing for the game? You know what I mean? Please kill me. Thank you.
Because here's the thing. What he has to do is he has to go and do an annoying thing to get to where he wants, and you don't get anything.
Exactly.
Like you get -1 fucking fight.
Exactly.
From
At that point, just let me toggle PvE or PvP lobbies. Because and I think that's where I'm at, is it's like PvE, totally fine. I'm not judging you if you don't want a PvP. PvPers, also great. I love PvP. I'm there with you. I actually really appreciate in the middle. I fucking love the middle. That's why I loved when they added VoIP to Tarkov, because it's like, no one would argue our Tarkov isn't a PvP game, but you would VoIP people sometimes. Like, that's what made it fun. I like the middle, but the middle is being hijacked. Like, the middle lobbies are just two streams of salmon floating the other way. You have people that were PvEing all day that are trying to get into the PvP lobby, so they're just fucking killing everybody. And you have people that lost all their shit, so they're swimming downstream. And so if you exist in the middle where you like VoIPing with people, but you also like fighting with people, you get into these weird things. And if that's what I'm saying, it's like, I'm not saying get rid of ABMM. I'm just saying, where is the line? Because like, okay, let's say it doesn't take your last 8 or 10 raids into account. Let's say it only takes your last 2. Well, at that point, just fucking let me put a toggle on. So it's like, where's the line? I would say push it way, like 15 raids is not enough. Like, it's fine if you want to have the system, but push it way, make it 100 raids or something, because you have to get people playing the way they want to play over the long term for it to really work. Because this whole like salmon swimming upstream, it's really only fun for the people that never PvP and just stay there forever, or only PvP and stay there forever. It's weird,
Isn't this where like the metagame becomes part of the game inextricably? Because weren't you saying earlier how like you can always, when the gear doesn't matter because you can always just kind of hop in and do the easier stuff for the loot? So like I almost feel like the game in a way is now almost reliant.
Well, I was saying that as a bad thing. I wish the gear mattered more. You know what I mean? But it doesn't because this option exists. But I do think you're right, where the longer they go without like saying, hey, like they need to either double down on it or very soon be like, hey, we tried something new. It's working, but not quite how we expected. We are working on changes. They need to let people know soon, because it is cementing. And I can feel exactly what you're saying. It is becoming Arc Raiders. It is not becoming a feature of Arc Raiders. It's becoming Arc Raiders.
It's like the beta flea market with found and raid feature that is never going to change. And the game is going to, like, people are going to buy the game because they know they can do the thing that you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. And so once again, I'm not here to say that they should or shouldn't do anything. I can give my opinion on like, if I was in charge, what I would do. But if they want to double down on it, that's fine too. I think that just like personally, you know, you're kind of sacrificing a little bit of the game. But I do think if they are going to change it, they should acknowledge that they're going to change it soon, because I do think it's cementing. But it's just so hard too, because like it also kind of puts you, once again, the knowledge of the system kind of puts you at the mercy of the nefarious actors. So you know how we've criticized forever how in Tarkov, if a scav like shot at you and then you shot back, you lost scav karma, and then eventually they changed it where like if somebody shoots you and now people like shoot at you and then they miss intentionally and you shoot back. In Arc, it doesn't work that way. In Arc, if someone shoots you and you shoot back, it counts that as aggression. So like you might be in the PvE lobbies, you might be like, you know, just took down the queen, you got a bag full of dope ass loot, you got some quest items, you got some stuff you need for the expedition, and if somebody shoots at you, you're like at this decision where like, if I fucking defend myself, I get put up into more PvP lobbies, or I just let this guy. So then you're kind of like, if you're an asshole, then that can just basically be your pastime, where like every day you nuke yourself down into the PvE lobbies and then you just grief, and then you're going to go up and then you just put yourself back down and then you grief.
Well, I mean, that's no different than skill-based matchmaking with smurfing.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just interesting. Once again, not saying the system is bad, not saying we throw the baby out with the bathwater. I actually really think it's obviously been very effective for the success of the game. But as the cracks show, as we dive into the game further, as I get into situations like that, and I just like wince because I'm like, this guy's thanking me for killing him in an extraction shooter. Like, this is weird. You know, I don't know.
Bro, you want to know what? It's perfect because I just saw this last night. That scene is this scene right here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. I'm ready.
Yeah. Free kidder in PvP lobbies.
Not a name off your list.
She's just brilliant.
Kept promising me.
That fucking stillness.
What's that voice?
That's the React Andy.
Oh God, no! I literally Googled this. Oh, I didn't know that this was commentary.
Yeah.
He was begging for mercy. Please. That'll stunk your sister. I should have.
Please.
This is him.
I should have fucked her bloody.
Okay.
At least I'd have one happy memory.
Jesus Christ.
And after this is the first time.
Damn it! The commentary's blowing it. This would have been such a great meme-worthy. Oh, God. Silent for like 5 seconds and some random Randy.
Anyways,
basically,
I remember that
joke,
scene, and yes,
he's like, kill me. She just slowly walks away. Kill me.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it also reminds me of back in the day when I'd fucking play Call of Duty 4 on Xbox, and I'd get into cage match 1v1, and I'd be like, all right, ready to go. I got my fucking Turtle Beaches, and all of a sudden, bloop, I get a Xbox message, HS ? Which was, do you want to do 10 for 10 headshots so that we can get golden guns?
Yeah.
Like, and I would just run, because it would take too long for me to pull up the QWERTY keyboard with my Xbox controller. So I would just run up to them and just go, fucking just mow them down instantly and be like, nah, bitch.
No, I don't want to do that.
It's not.
Yep.
No, because I want to fucking play the game.
And that is a great example because, it's like once you understand the system, you can just kind of like agree with everyone else to use the system to your advantage. And like, I don't know, what do you lose? But once again, it's what do you lose, but also what do you gain? And if they decide that what they're gaining is worth what they're losing, who am I to say that that's bad? I just am here to give my opinion on like how it's made me feel over time playing the game as someone that kind of floats in between. And it's just interesting. It's just interesting.
I give you permission to make a YouTube short for Arc Raider. Take that clip of the guy and then with the hound.
Yes.
And just be like actual VoIP interaction.
Dude, you know what I was thinking today while I was running around? Because Arc Raiders is like one of the most beautiful games, like multiplayer, not like single player, super bespoke Red Dead Redemption, but like multiplayer. Like I just turn the HUD off all the time and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. You know what would like, I don't think that a game at this fidelity like is possible yet, but in another life, in another universe where we have the processing power, Arc Raiders as an MMO would go insane. like an MMO scale map, hundreds of kilometers by hundreds of kilometers, where most of the zones are PvE. Because that, like, the PvEers, that's what they want. They basically want to play a PvE game together with other people. Like, when you get all the way down in the PvE lobbies when you know no one is going to shoot at you, my favorite thing to do, even though I don't need the mats, is I go into the lobbies where the queen or the matriarch is, and
you do a fucking raid boss.
And I do a raid boss. Yes! There's 22 people. We're all shooting it. We're all reacting. I was trying to do some crazy tech today where I grapple hook onto the queen and then like place mines at its core. And I kept fucking falling off and dying. And like 3 times in one raid, I just crawled over to the group of people and somebody would defib me and res me. And I'd be like, my king. And they're like, yeah. And then we would go and we'd fucking kill this huge thing and it explodes in this huge spectacle. And there's loot everywhere. And I was thinking to myself, like, imagine, like, because I love the PvP and Arc Raiders, but I was like, imagine a giant ass map at this level of fidelity. 70% of the map is PvE. Like, you literally can't shoot other people. The game is already set up with these fucking giant ass machines. You go out on raid parties, you do all these PvE activities, and then there's huge sections of the map where it's like the Division Dark Zone, where it's PvP turned on, and that's where your extraction shooter is. You're going into these places, you're PvP flagged now, there's no consequence, you're extracting insane loot, and like, there's enough of that game where if that's all you want to do, that's all you could do. Like I guess the more I play with ABMM, the more I see wanting the same experience, like, right, the same map, the same enemies, the same thing with both an extreme PvP edge and a non-PvP edge. That's almost the disservice. Like, just
you know what
just
the
do this.
game needs.
Oh,
You don't have the fucking hardcore Tarkov Andes that would be arguing against this. You have like I was trying to remember the World of Warcraft, the Horde and the
Alliance,
like the Dodgers, dude. I don't know. You have, and make it so that like your own group, there's no team damage. So like if you want to do that, you couldn't. So you could. There's like no possibility of griefing, but then you go to Yankee Stadium or whatever. If you want to fight PvP. This metaphor, I don't know.
I think it aged like a fine wine. It got better. But yeah, like,
what is the Alliance? Oh yeah,
it's the Alliance and the Horde. Yeah. But like, oh my God, something like that would be sick because I think, like, remember, like Tarkov, which was basically the father of extraction shooters, they always labeled themselves as an MMO. Like, that was the meme. It was like a hardcore first person MMO, economy driven, like all the things. I actually think that there are a lot of similarities to that. I think like extraction shooters are like loot based with inherent loss, like first person, like super tiny MMOs. Like, I think the concept of progression and economy would work really well. You have traders, you have factions, they give quests. Once again, I would say over 50% of the game is PvE focused, where it's like going and killing these bosses. You could have like dynamic events. You can almost have like a Helldivers-esque thing where like the robots are advancing and the community needs to kill this many queens to like back them off. And you're turning in quests and you're getting XP and there's dailies, weeks, and all that in the PvC side. And then also there's like a couple of factions that are like PvP focused where they tell you to go in here and you can complete quests by killing a certain amount of raiders or killing this or doing that. Or there's like certain loot that's only spawns in there. Like, I'm not saying it's easy, but like, holy shit.
I mean, the game, you're 95% of the way there. If you add factions, no team damage, and you have the current game as is, you basically like how far away are you from fucking WoW? Yeah, you know,
exactly. And Tarkov was supposed to be this big open world. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, like, you know, somebody said we selected all the buzzwords for our new game. Like, I get that. I get that as a meme. It's like funny when like a bunch of games use a word to describe their game and none of the games ever live up to that word. But then being like, I want a game with this word. And then it's like, oh, you're using a buzzword. It's like, yeah, buzzwords were buzzwords because we wanted games like be described as those words. They just, none of the games that said they were like actually described like that. So now let me do it. But the thing is,
that's the Tim Pool. You're using adjectives to describe.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I do use the English language to communicate.
But it's like, and once again, my idea for this didn't come from like almost like the Star Citizen meme where like Chris Roberts was like, imagine a game where we could do whatever we wanted. It's like, my idea for this came from running around Arc Raiders with the HUD off. Like that's what I'm saying. You're doing those two things. They're just having you do them on the same map. It's like when you get in PvE servers and you go fight the matriarch, that is as cool as like a Destiny raid. Like there are, like it's there, that quality of fun. And in my opinion, the quality of PvP in this game is also there. It's that there isn't a place in the game to PvP and a place in the game to PvP. It's all sandwiched. Now, once again, oh my God, I'm not saying I can make Arc Raiders better. I'm not saying just turn it into a giant open world MMO and it would be great. Like, no, I'm just saying that as I was running around, I was thinking about that, where I was like, that would just be cool if I could just, I'm not exploiting a system to like push me down a ladder. If I just like went to this portion of the map. And everybody over here was here for that experience. And then when I went to this portion of the map, everybody over here was here for that experience. You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool. That's all I'm saying. That'll never happen. And Arc Raiders should not turn their game into a giant open world MMO. But the next time you're running around Blue Gate, turn the fucking HUD off and just think of it. Just think about it. I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's all the gaming stuff. Next week, I'll be giving a much more comprehensive, updated opinion on Marathon per the server slam. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm interested.
I know you are like really, really hoping this game bangs.
Well, I mean, now I need to be vindicated, so I need it.
Oh
to
yeah,
fail.
never mind. Well, yeah, I got that back.
I'm gonna
reverse it.
Yeah, I was gonna make a joke, but now I can't. I'll be on like a watch list. I want them to succeed, and I would never do anything to harm any of the property, their software. I would never. I don't even know how to hack anyone's GitHub, so I don't know why you would even say such a thing.
No, I am getting excited though. Kind of more in that vein of like what I was saying, like more experiences to kind of fold into each other. I want, I don't know, like a more PvP focused thing. And I might just get that out of Tarkov again. You know what I mean? If Marathon just doesn't hit, you know what I mean? Like just going back and getting that fix out of Tarkov. But it's like, so basically that's what happened. It was like, I was kind of getting the itch to go to Tarkov again because I wanted the more, I'm yearning for a little bit more of the stressful feeling of like, I lost shit. And if I lose enough shit, I have no shit. You know what I mean? Like I can't just go get, like I have nothing. And so I went back to Tarkov and I was really enjoying myself. And then they dropped the roadmap and that kind of like took the wind out of my sails. And so the timing of like, well, Marathon's coming out next week. It's like, okay, well, before I just like kind of really get back into Tarkov, I might as well give this a shot. You know what I mean? And it's like,
No, but all you need to do is ride the wave.
Yeah.
And once you're like, you know, Marathon's cool and it was server slams over and there's also another game that just, and then you can just be a fucking variety Andy.
Well, dude, no. And that's actually I've been naming and claiming that. I've been manifesting that, for like months in chat because I was like, hey, I kind of like tanked all my channels by moving away from Tarkov. If I'm going to rebuild them, I'd like to rebuild them as a variety. Like that's every streamer's dream, even if they have a main game, is to be the type of person that like to be the Deadly Slob or the Sequisha, where it's like, I will watch either of those guys play literally anything. I have no interest in playing My Summer Car, but I will watch Deadly Slob play My Summer Car for 100 hours. That's my goal. And so if I've already broken the YouTube and the Twitch and lost all my subs and viewers or whatever, it's like but I'm still just as committed to making content as I've ever been. I might as well do that. So it's like genuinely Arc Raiders is out. There's going to be an update every month. Marathon is coming out next month. Gray Zone is going to have another big patch this year. Beautiful Light comes out later this year. I'm like, dude, freaking let's and Tarkov's going to have some big updates this year. I'll cover it all. You know what I mean? I would love that. I would love to be the extraction shooter guy and not the Tarkov guy or the Arc guy, like genuinely. So yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I will say it hits different when you can provide entertainment for 30 lurker Andes every day with
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That's the sweet spot.
that's the sweet spot. You just I hit start streaming and instantly the same like 3 names are like, good morning. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm
Hell
with my
yeah.
homies.
Let's get it.
This is a safe space.
I love that.
And then you start taking Steam recommendations. I just like the amount of games I just buy, like I'll buy like every $8 game and try it. I don't give a fuck as long as the trailer doesn't look like dog shit.
Yep.
My Steam library is.
Yeah, your Steam library's got to be insane.
I wish I had as many books. I wish I'd read as many books as I've purchased games on Steam.
Yeah, games are cooler than books.
True.
But yeah. So that is the stuff happening this week. Go buy Mewgenics and big arc patch coming. Marathon Server Slam. Good stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging. Thank you for being here. If you would like even more podcast content, you can go to patreon.com/thepogcastpod. Get early ad-free access to these episodes and even additional episodes that we film every week for the patrons over there. Thank you so much to Cash App and Warby Parker for sponsoring this episode. And thank you for being here and listening. We appreciate you, and we'll definitely see y'all in the next one.
Doodle.